AM and FM.
WOON Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning. It is Coffee Ann time once again on ON Radio. It's Friday morning, November the 7th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan, and around the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Dave Richards. Hello there, Dave.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everybody. A lovely day.
And joining us, as Dave said a little earlier, Woonsocket Mayor Chris Beauchamp is here. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. Good morning, listeners.
Nice to have you here with us. And Melissa Murray may be joining us a little later on this morning. So if you have any comments or questions for the mayor, give us a call, 766-1240. Our first segment sponsor, Coffee Ann, is the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
It is that.
What are you seeing there in your inbox there, Dave, from the chamber?
I don't know. It's just the list of things going on at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. And among them, the Eggs and Issues Breakfast coming up next week. I do believe it is Thursday, 8:30 to 9:30, Kirkbrake Country Club in Lincoln. The guest speaker will be Wendy Schiller, who is professor of political science, international and public affairs at Brown University. Mm-hmm. And that's sponsored by Dr. Daycare. We remember Dr. Daycare along with Duffy and Sweeney and like that. And then we have, this is kind of interesting. For those of you who keep hearing about this Canva thing and you're saying, I don't have time to learn a new language, that's kind of like what a software program is these days, but it's massively helpful to people. This Canva 101 class that the Chamber is offering, that's coming up on November 19th, and it's a noontime online class. All you got to do is just square yourself away so that from noon to 1 you can get online and register today for that class right after 9 o'clock this morning. It's virtual, and they'll teach you all about the ins and outs of getting on there and being able to, what does Canva do? C-A-N-V-A. If you don't know, it's a graphics art course. Mm-hmm. We have it here at the station. Some of the graphics that you see on our social media and on our TV station are actually made in Canva. Of course, we have a paid subscription to the thing because we're a business and we use it that way. But you may find that just a free subscription will be quite helpful to you. So check that out. And the Chamber is putting together a workshop for you right there. And then, of course, there's the wrap party for the emerging leaders. That's coming up later in December, as well as the holiday party. Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce brings you their conversation on the first segment of every Friday Coffee Ann, has for many, many years. Call them at the end of the program at 334-1000. Joe?
All right, Dave, thanks. And switching things over to the mayor, we were talking with the mayor off air, and to use a good cliche, Chris, sometimes when it rains, it pours.
This is true.
It's been a tough week here in the city of Woonsocket. It's tough to know where to even start, but got to start somewhere. So the double murder suicide that happened on Rathbun Street. I don't know if you've had a chance, or if you're going to. Have you had a chance to talk to the survivor?
I haven't. I've talked to, obviously, Chief Oates and some of the people that were involved. Very tragic event. We will be putting something together to try to help the survivor. Mm-hmm. City Hall people. It's just, it's numbing to even think that happens.
True. Is there any more information? Because it came out that the gun that was used was just stolen from Maine. But any idea how in the world it got to...
stolen in Maine.
Right.
Yeah.
Any idea how it got to Woonsocket?
I don't. I don't get into the nitty gritty of the police detail stuff.
Okay. Right. I don't know if it's been mentioned to you.
Yeah. No. I feel heartbroken for the family. Obviously, the girl. I don't know how she escaped and got out, but thank God she did.
Yeah.
But it's a tragic thing, and it's just, more negative stuff that happens in Woonsocket. I know negative stuff happens everywhere.
It does.
But it just seems to be proportionally high here, and we're trying to change that.
And
there was the guy who was found outside, who was. It looked like he'd had a fall. They took him to the hospital. He did not survive. They released his name today.
Brian Goulet.
Goulet, yeah.
Yeah, I don't go on Facebook that often,
Yeah,
but
do you want to address the rumors?
there were a lot of posts about he got beat up. He evidently did not. And the video and the interrogation by the police of people that witnessed what happened, he did not get beat up. From what I understand, he had a tragic fall. The next day went to the hospital, or that day, and then the next day he passed away from the fall to his head.
Yeah.
So I
Can't
know
believe
there are.
everything you get on the social media, that's for sure.
No, and it's tragic that the man passed away, and I feel bad for his family too. But I talked to the police chief and the deputy chief yesterday, and I saw all the posts on Facebook. So I tried to get the what really happened, and that's what happened. And if their family wants to see the video and stuff, we can have that be arranged for them.
Yeah.
Just to put the right information out there.
Melissa Murray has joined us here at the coffee and table. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
All right, and because that's the scene where the posts are coming from for this man's family, from the family, saying, and I don't know if they got a grudge against the police department or the city or what, or did they just think they're being lied to? I don't know what their goal is.
Yeah,
here.
it's unfortunate. Listen, I deal with the police department every day, public safety. They're paramount to keeping us safe, and they do a tremendous job. I know some people don't feel that way, but I see the day-to-day activities that they do. Police, fire, public safety director Gillette informs me every day when there's something going on, whether it's good or bad. And you know what? They're out there every day protecting people. They can't be everywhere. We only have, 92, 94 policemen for a city this size. We should have more, but it is what it is.
Right. Back to the the girl that survived the shooting, and kudos goes out to the and I don't know the exact name, but the smoke shop on Rathbun Street used to be the Lock Place.
Yeah.
Yeah, right across
Because
from
that's
Savannah.
Osclair Lock. Yeah.
Because that's where she ran to, and what they did is they immediately locked the store and hit her because they had no idea if there's some maniac with a gun is coming
Right.
after her.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, good for them,
Sure.
keeping
Yeah.
her safe. So
Yeah, and that was a good point made by you, Joe.
thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right. So and then just to pile things on, the stuff that keeps going on at the high school, you must be pulling your hair out. Every day it seems like there's something else has happened. Lockdown yesterday.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. And again, the lockdown, from talking to the police, was 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It got resolved quickly, but somebody
But it
was
happened.
talking that they were going to leave school and come back and get a gun, and so you got to take that seriously.
Absolutely.
So, and these are young kids, 15,
They're that young.
14 years old, something like that.
They're growing up
It's-
fast, Mayor.
It's just, it's not a world that I grew up in.
Without
like that.
fully growing up. They're
Yeah,
growing up
yeah.
fast.
So listen, I know that stuff happens, negative stuff happens, but I'm going to keep accentuating the positive stuff that everybody does, and we'll get through it.
Well, not
I
only
hope
that,
so.
I'll put my own opinion in. This business at the high school with the fighting, it's something that usually would be a springtime thing, and it's happening in the fall, and that's somewhat perplexing why it would be doing that. But it's cyclical. It happens for a while, and then it makes some changes, and then it stops, and it goes away. There's always been some sort of fighting in schools somewhere. This one's getting a microscope on it, and we're not happy about that, but we'll work through it. I'm sure they will. And you know why I'm so sure is because, of course, we broadcast the city council meetings, also the school committee meetings, and I hear what the school committee is discussing, and I hear the words of our superintendent of schools, Patrick McGee. When you listen to that man talk, you know he's going to find a solution for this, because he is not taking no for an answer.
I agree. I mean, I've talked to the superintendent. I had the news stations calling me yesterday, and I
I'm sure.
didn't respond because it's more of a school issue. I don't have the details at the moment it happens.
Yeah, right.
So it'd be irrelevant for me to comment on it until I know what happens, because that's what happens on Facebook.
Yeah.
People
But
comment on
you've
stuff.
got the office, you've got the name, they're going to come to
They
you.
don't.
That's right,
They
yeah.
don't know the facts yet, right? And you don't want to purport something that's not true because of families involved and kids involved. So it is crazy that it keeps getting publicized like this. But I know they're doing stuff. I've met with kids that recently graduated from the high school 3-4 years ago. Talked to some of the kids. They explained to me some of what they feel is happening. And that's why I wanted to talk to the younger people, because they're just removed from high school. They were there.
Yeah.
And it comes down to respect
Yeah.
on both sides, right? Kids feel they weren't respected by some of the teachers, not all of them, obviously, and vice versa. So you got to have those conversations and sit down in a room where people feel comfortable expressing what they feel and what's happening to them. And that's what these young people did. And I was frankly impressed by them. So we're going to have more conversations like that with, school administrators, teachers, guidance, students, and hopefully parents.
Can't help but miss George Nasuti at this point, because he had a knack at getting people to respect each other and find a common ground there. And you might take some small little comfort, and I got to be careful how I say this because I don't mean it in a negative way. You don't have the problems they have in other school systems like Smithfield right now, where it's all just blowing up, and it's going to end up a national story, for pity's sake. At least we don't have those problems.
I wear George's bracelet every day. Have respect, get respect.
That's right.
It's frustrating. I have I have constituents reaching out to me saying, well, you need to put in legislation to do something about this. And I try and explain to them that it is the school, that, we can't legislate our way out of this problem. That we need to put in legislation that says if the kid gets, suspended, the parents get a fine. This is not my jurisdiction. It's not my purview. So, I empathize and I sympathize, but really we have to, really get at the
Melissa,
base
people
level,
who suggest that to you, there ought to be a law, or you guys have to do something.
Yeah.
But I mean, they forget when they were children. I mean, another law is not going to impress youngsters. It's
you can't
it's
just continue
not
to
gonna-
penalize families either. We're not going to punish our way out of this. But hopefully, the cell phone ban that takes place next year will help
We're
a little
all
bit.
hopeful about that.
It's not going to be a cure-all, but hopefully it helps a little bit.
It'll put it down, and I would do believe
I hope so.
because so much of the
It's a systemic, because it gets at the systemic root of the problem instead of just saying, well, we're going to punish you for
so
this.
much
and
of the
that.
heightened
So,
awareness of this does come from the ease of communication we have in this century.
absolutely, yeah.
Do the young people that you spoke to, Mayor, that are just out of high school, do they agree with that about the phones?
They do. They
Okay.
do. And, another positive out of this, if you will, is a PTO organization is being organized for the middle school. I saw it in the
Good,
breeze
good.
yesterday. I asked that question when I went to the school committee meeting. Is it a PTO? No. You got to get parents involved. If you don't want your kids getting into trouble at school, you need to be the first kind of responder, if you will,
Yeah.
right? You need to teach and educate your kids on what they can do and not do.
And
So
it's easy to get discouraged when only a few parents come up to help run an organization like that, but that is a normal
Still,
human condition.
yeah.
Yeah.
The few do the work of many.
Yeah. So I'm encouraged by that. I read the article in the paper, like I said. So, hey, we're getting some people involved, and hopefully more people get involved.
All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. Dave, Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, our first segment sponsor.
334-1000. They will not answer the phone till after the show is over because that's 9 o'clock, and they're a 9 to 5 organization. Call them up and find out how you can benefit from chamber membership, and ask them about that Canva online class too. That's going to be really great. Just put that little bug in their ear. They'll do more for you if they hear that you want it.
Thanks, Dave. And the Coffee and program will continue right here on ON AM and FM.
ON Radio.
Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth and guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We also use investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality conservative approach to investing, call us at 765-8880. Integrity, trust, service. The Carew Investment Group, Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio. ON Worldwide.
It's Coffee Ann here on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Woonsocket Mayor Chris Beauchamp.
Always a lively show when the mayor joins us.
Always a lively show. Mayor, you must have been happy that Open Doors has opened down there on Cumberland Street.
Very true. I took a tour of it Saturday while they were, bringing stuff in and people in. And Dina and I, the manager of the place, walked around the whole place. She showed me everything. It was impressive. I understand they got close to capacity the last couple of nights.
Well, it's been chilly.
And it will be at capacity. And then when Community Care Alliance opens the shelter at Clinton Street in the next week or so, I think they have a week delay because of some funding issue potentially, but they're going to be there too. We are going to have close to 130 beds available in a very short period of time. And
Great.
To me, I don't know if there's 130 people out there in the encampments. I would suspect it's probably close to that number, and we know everybody's not going to go, but we have an option just about for everybody that's out there if they want to choose to do that.
Okay. And is now the job to go around to the encampments to inform them that it has opened?
We have been.
sure.
We have been for the last 2-3 weeks. Margot Morisseau, Human Services Director, Captain Pickard, Police Department. They've been doing that to inform the residents into encampments where they can go. We
The
had
city sprung for dumpsters. You can see them from the
the
bypass.
dumpsters are still there. They're cleaning up, and there are less and less people out in the woods. I know some people don't want to believe that, but I've been to them. I went to one on Privilege Street this morning. There are a few people there, but it's clean. The people have picked up their stuff, and I'm encouraged. I don't want to have the encampments stay open, but
Right.
we're going to give people the options to go somewhere.
The weather's just not going to give anybody.
And, I think people are going to feel that they got a place to go that's safe, which is a big thing, because there were homeless people that didn't feel safe in a shelter environment. And there's probably a few of them still that feel
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of options, and hopefully they'll take us up on them.
Do they have to leave the shelter every morning and then come back at night? I don't know how it
not
works.
at 181. It's 24/7.
It is, okay.
That's huge. That's
Huge.
huge,
Sure.
especially for folks who are still working, or, like if you're working a second shift, how do you come back at that time? And if the shelter says, "Oh, you have to be here by
Closed,
8,"
yeah.
right? So then you are like, "Okay, do I continue to work this job that is not really even enough to pay the rent, or, do I go here and get nothing?" It's an impossible decision, right? So
Right. So it is staffed 24/7.
it's
Someone's there
wonderful.
all the time.
It's wonderful.
By
It
this
is.
Open Door company.
And Open Doors has 3 other facilities that they staff. The manager, Dina, her and her son, Bruce, I believe his name is. They do a great job. And, I talked to her. She's not only the manager, but she has history in being homeless and whatever else. So she
can help.
knows.
She gets it.
She knows what they're going through, as opposed to just a bureaucratic administrator that just, whatever. So I take what she says to heart because she's been there, done that, and you know what? She's doing a great job, and I think it's going to help Woonsocket.
All right. Well, let's move on to Dave wanted to talk about the SNAP benefits or not really the benefits, but how the,
Well, Mayor,
the food
while you were away, we got your
collections.
message about the collection for Woonsocket people. It's still over 11,700 people who are Woonsocket citizens who are in danger of food insecurity because of the well, I don't want to get too political about this, but what's going on in Washington, we'll just leave it at that. And these are mostly people who are just living hand to mouth anyway and just barely getting by, and now you're going to decrease their benefits, and it's not over yet. And this is what I was very concerned about, Mayor, is that we got off to a great start with this. Then the president says, oh, yeah, we're going to use the money and stuff like that. And then everyone just stands down and says, okay, great. Well, the problem's solved. The federal government's back. No, they're not back. They're lying to you. I'm going to say that, friends. I'm going to stick my neck right out there and say they're lying to you. Spoke with Governor McGee, and he says, you won't believe some people are getting 30% of what was their hand-to-mouth benefits before. They're going to get 30%
Barely
of it
surviving
now.
on the full benefit.
And on top of all of that, while they're trying to make a living and get by and take care of their families and everything else like that, they're going to fill out more forms and bring in more, like they have to completely requalify
You have to
again.
recertify. Yeah, you have to recertify. And
Now, the governor didn't say it, but I've been told by others who have looser tongues, and I'm going to repeat what they say. This is a rumor, an opinion of someone else, because I don't know the truth, that the president has ordered this be done to go after what he really wanted to go after in the first place. Because it was, number one, we have to cut all spending we possibly can and wean people off the federal government. That was his main rule, and this is why he keeps doing these things. But if you understand that part, then you understand why he's doing things like that. But he's so concerned, Mr. Trump is, that he's directed these extra hoops to try to weed undocumented people in the country who don't have citizenship papers to show and not here legally, get them off the SNAP rolls. So he's causing everyone to go through these extra hoops to squeeze it like a sponge so that he can be satisfied that only worthy, good American citizens in good standing will be on these rolls. So I heard that part. It makes sense to me. I'm not ready to believe it yet, but I did think it was part of the discussion. What do you think, Mayor?
I agree with everything you said. Like I said earlier when I was talking to those young people about the school issue, one of the girls said, I was in 9th grade taking care of my 2 younger siblings while my mother went to work. I had to get them ready for school. I get to school, haven't eaten in a day and a half because we didn't have food. I had to give it to my younger siblings.
Yep.
So I can't imagine going to school, haven't eaten in a day or two, and then thinking that you're ready to sit there and learn, calculus or whatever. You're thinking about surviving.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for these people. It's survival right now. I mean, not having food to eat, never mind not having a roof over your head. I mean, we were all
or being cold, or being, not knowing where you're going to sleep that night. You can't learn 365 if you don't even know, like, if you're going to get the next meal, right? So, but the thing I have issue is, this is the thing. Trust me, people. I work in government. No, I'm not. No, honestly, like, I know I'm a politician, but I am very suspect of government. I really am, but I believe that you can't change things unless you get into the
things you and I
inside.
agree on.
I am suspect. I trust my government now? Probably even less when I see how it works. But I do know this: undocumented people who are not here legally, do not qualify for benefits. I don't know why people think this. They do not qualify. In certain states, they do. In Rhode Island, the undocumented children who were brought here by no fault of their own, they had no say in it. They were infants, babies, toddlers. They qualify for Medicaid and SNAP. The parents do not. And the most majority of the Medicaid dollars, and you have to use state dollars. You cannot use federal dollars. There are no zero federal dollars available for people who are here undocumented, period. People who tell you that are lying to you because they do not qualify, and they're not going to jump through hoops, especially now, and risk being deported, right? The kids who are getting the Medicaid benefits in Rhode Island are children. Most of that funding goes to a very small amount of children who are very ill, have very complex conditions, or have cancer. And I mean, if it's your feeling that an undocumented child with cancer should be booted off Medicaid, I don't know what to say to you, but it's a very small amount of money, and I just wish that people would stop perpetuating this trope, because the folks who are on SNAP, most of them are working, or they're seniors who have paid their dues, or have worked their entire lives, or they're kids, right? So, is there misuse? Sure, there's fraud in everything, right? I think our error rate in Rhode Island is like 6%, and we need to get that down under 5%, and I believe that we will. But having to have these parents that are working 2 jobs and not being able to feed their family, jump through hoops to recertify every 6 months to get their health care and to get their food is
Listen,
it's hard.
We all got to do better together.
We do.
And I know there are many people that are getting involved now that, see the plight of these individuals, and children especially.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy
That's
in this
my
country
concern.
that children are starving. It's crazy.
When we have so much, right? So, can we break the cycle of poverty for these kids? Because, it's generational, right? Let's try to break the cycle of poverty for kids. Try, and maybe see them do better. That's what I want. I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to see, kids
Mayor,
be lifted out of poverty.
Okay, Mayor, I saw you last week. I saw a picture of you at one of the food pantries, boxing up stuff and like that. Have you visited them since last weekend, and how are things looking?
So I was at the Elijah Project, which is the old Apex building in Pawtucket. They distribute food to nonprofits, schools, people that need it. And I had been there 3 times before, and I'm hoping to attract them to come to Woonsocket because they have to move out of that building in the next year or so.
It looks like it's going to fall down anyway.
Yeah, well, and so, what they do is they get donations from CVS, Walmart, Job Lot, out of stock, overstock, and they get everything from food to furniture to pencils to paper to toilet paper. I was amazed what they have. And they have pallets and pallets of stuff. And the way they distribute it is if they have to deliver it, they charge you for that, a minimal fee, or they ask for a small donation. And, I know that I've given them a few donations, but I was there boxing up the food because they just said we could use some more hands. It wasn't a photo op. And the governor was there and a few other mayors.
That's the picture I saw.
And it's like people think that he stayed for 5 minutes. He didn't. He stayed for about a half hour, but he's a governor. He is a busy man, okay? And to people assume that they know what he did it was a photo op is insane. He was there promoting what the Elijah group did, and I was all in on it. And you know what? I'm going to, tell people that think that the governor is this or that. Listen, you don't know the man. I know him for 40 years. I've talked to him about certain issues. He was a mayor in Cumberland right around the corner. He gets it, right? But he's in a tough position. And you can say whatever you want about his other policies or the DOT under his leadership and whatever. Yeah, there are problems. But, I know him to be a guy that's compassionate. I know him to be a person that is trying to solve things, and he's very approachable. He goes to multiple cities and towns all the time, not for a photo op, but to say, Woonsocket, what can I do to help you? And I know that to be true. So I just get discouraged on the amount of negativity and people that really don't know what he does on a day-to-day basis, or what Melissa does, or what I do. I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I'm just looking for people to understand we're doing what we can to help.
All right, with the time we have left, Mayor, just a couple of good things. And Dave had the story this morning. There's a man in Woonsocket, we don't have a name, won $50,000.
Good for him.
In the lottery.
Excellent.
In the
on a daily game.
On 2 $5 straight daily numbers tickets.
Great.
So good for him. That's fantastic. And coming up on Tuesday is the Veterans Day observance down on Davidson Avenue.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll be there.
I'm looking forward to it. On that note, we got the banners that Melissa helped get for veterans. We got another 20 that were made, so we're putting them up. We're kind of taking on the Autumn Fest banners, putting up these veterans banners, pictures of veterans that, had passed away, so
That's
we can
great.
remember them. And they're great. Those banners are great, and it's in time. And we left the flags up everywhere, obviously for Veterans Day also. Those will come down shortly thereafter. But whatever we can do to help veterans and, especially a homeless veteran, right? We had some homeless veterans. They
Yeah.
should never be homeless, never.
Right.
They should be at the
Right.
top of the list after what they sacrificed for us. So I'm very grateful for Melissa and the people that organized those banners and got them out there.
UVC has been, Joe Gennaro's been great. Rich Elaine has helped. Bob Lafort, so many people. It was really just, I wanted it to be a community effort. That's what I said when I pitched the idea to UVC. And I'm really, really grateful to you, Mayor, for just being so easy to work with on this project.
It's Tuesday, 11/11 at 11.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
At the United Veterans Council, Armed Forces Park.
Weather's going to be
Davis
good
Avenue.
according to the forecast if it holds up.
And we appreciate
But it'll be
Yeah.
windy and
Little windy.
cool. So
We
be-
appreciate all
Bring your
Owen as well.
blankies. Bring your
Owen there
blankies.
every year. We appreciate Dave, all your guys that are there helping.
Yeah, and I
promote
remember
that.
building that park right alongside you. I love that park.
All right, Mayor, thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it as well. We'll take a quick break here on the Coffee and program. Time for the forecast brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Partly sunny skies today with a high of 57 degrees and a calm wind. Tonight, a 70% chance of some rain likely, mainly after 9 p.m. Mostly cloudy skies with an overnight low of 49 degrees and south winds up to 25 miles per hour. A quarter of an inch of rain is possible overnight. Saturday's weather. A little leftover rain very early in the morning. Cloudy skies through mid-morning, then gradual clearing with a high of 63 degrees. Sunday, mostly cloudy skies, 57 with a 40% chance of a shower in the afternoon. Monday, 70% chance of rain is likely, mainly before noon, with Sunday night rain as well. Mostly cloudy skies Monday with a high of 58. Veterans Day Tuesday, mostly sunny 44, but very windy from the west up to 25 miles per hour. Wednesday, partial sunshine and 49. And Thursday, mostly sunny skies and a high near 49 degrees, but windy from the west.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, mostly sunny skies. 40 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at crohnscolitisfoundation.org.
In a world where good food, friendly faces, and unforgettable memories collide, there's one place that stands out from the rest. Gators Pub is proudly celebrating 35 years of excellence in North Smithfield. Join us at Gators Pub, where every visit feels like coming home. Our secret to success? It's simple. Our super friendly staff and mouth-watering dishes prepared fresh daily by our talented chefs. Sink your teeth into our delectable lunch specials from Monday through Thursday and savor complimentary soup to warm your soul. Enjoy the game day excitement with multiple TVs showing the Boston Red Sox while indulging in classic appetizers like our famous potato skins and pita chips. Looking for a lively atmosphere to watch volleyball games? Look no further. Pair it with our juicy burgers or the latest cocktail creations to elevate your experience. Gators Pub, your ultimate destination for good times and great food. Come and celebrate with us at Gators Pub on Route 102, just a mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Make every moment memorable at Gators Pub, where good friends and great flavors meet. Remember, there are no strangers at Gators Pub, just good friends you haven't met yet.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Richards. I'm with Brad at Coletta's Furniture on Wood Avenue in Woonsocket, and we have stepped into Coletta's Outlet. Brad?
Yeah, Dave, so what we have here, these are just collections that we have either discontinued fabrics or overstocked or must go. Sofa love seats, as we walk in, you have 3 Ashley Sofa love seat collections. Your choice, 3 fabrics for $7.99. As we make the corner around this other side, we have an Ashley sectional. Right now is only $5.99 instead of $10.99 right now.
And you can save hundreds of dollars at Coletta's outlet. It's not damaged goods, it's brand new stuff. Brad, how can they buy it?
You can stop in our showroom and check us out.
And the terms?
We have 90 days, no credit needed, same as cash. We have 1 year, 0 down, 0 interest financing. We have free layaway.
It's the family-owned Coletta's Furniture right here in Woonsocket on Wood Avenue. Come on by.
It's Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here. Rich Elaine has joined us at the Coffee In table. Hi, Rich.
Hey, morning.
Melissa Murray's here. Dave Richards is here. And this segment of Coffee In sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper, which Dave has in his hands.
I have one of the editions, one of the 5. I have Cumberland and Lincoln editions are given to us here, along with the North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone, each week here at the radio station. So if you're looking for that Cumberland Lincoln edition, you can get it without going into Cumberland and Lincoln just by dropping them off over here. And let's see what we have for stories here. Well, there's more housing extending down Pine Swamp Road in Cumberland. Ethan Shorey has a story on that. Ethan Shorey put a big story right up above the fold on the front page about Cumberland residents invited to give input into the town's future. And the town's most recent comprehensive plan update, guiding document, they're calling for limiting suburban residential development, stuff like that. Well, anyway, get your word in there. And then, of course, Peter Campbell, who is a great artist in Lincoln, his historic portraits are returning to Lincoln. There's a picture of him right there. Moving along to North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone edition. We were just talking with Mayor Beauchamp about the homeless situation, and with the shelter open, Woonsocket officials say they'll enforce the camping ban with compassion. There's a little thumbnail picture of Margot Morisseau, our Human Resources Director, and Corey Plant has a full story on the situation. Also, Corey has a story on from North Smithfield about how the town council in North Smithfield is looking for some clarity as the police station renovation process moves ahead. You'll read the story in The Breeze. And Blackstone launches the food drive to help residents hit by SNAP suspensions. A story from Blackstone on the front page of the Valley Breeze newspaper. In addition, we have a nice little circular from Ocean State Job Lot and other ways to save, and great ads from great local businesses in the Valley Breeze, free where you shop every Thursday.
All right, Dave, thanks. And Rich Lane joins us from Post 85. Comes in on Fridays to tell us what's happening at the Post.
Well, not only this week what's happening at the Post, but with veterans in general, actually. Yeah,
Big week next week.
We've got a lot of stuff going on, huh? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, I don't want to belabor the subject, but, you know, the mayor just left here, and with the banners, you all mentioned that on the radio. Great thing. Hey, look, he's so easy to work with this. And Melissa, you were too. I mean, Joe Gennaro, he's probably not listening out there, but Joe's done a fantastic job. In fact,
they're beautiful.
In my way in this morning, I actually saw the bucket truck down on the main street putting up banners. So, you know, if you're taking a ride downtown, you're going to see the veterans banners going up, and I got to congratulate the mayor again, because we just dropped those banners off yesterday.
Yeah,
we tried to get as many of them done as we can, as close as we could. So
sure,
and let's get them up right away.
Let's get. And the mayor said, get them up.
And you know, if you can bundle up a little bit and you want to take a stroll down Main Street, so you can really stop under each one and read and recognize the folks who have served. That would be a great thing to do.
It's going to be impressive.
It would be a great thing to do this Veterans Day weekend, right?
Yeah. So they're going to get those up. I'll be driving them around through downtown probably tomorrow to see how many are up and things like that. So
it's going to be great.
Put a smile on your face. Yeah. Okay, and then we got that, and then of course tomorrow's that's right. There's so much going on.
Tomorrow is Saturday. Yes.
Tomorrow's Saturday, November 8th.
In case you know.
From 2 to 6 p.m. down at American Legion Post 85 on 870 River Street. From 2 to 6, we're going to have a 250 birthday celebration because we got the Army, Navy, and my Marine Corps, hoorah, at Post 85.
How do you spell that, Rich?
Hoorah?
Yeah.
OOH.
Really? Oh, there is a way to spell it.
Hyphen RAH.
Oh, okay.
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
Okay. Hoorah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But we're going to celebrate all three of the branches of the service that turned 250 years old. We had an anonymous donation come in, which is going to cover the cost of the food and the DJ.
Wow.
So we're going to have a little bit to eat. We're going to have some good music from 2 to 6 tomorrow. Wear your Army, Navy, and Marine Corps swag in, and this is open to the public. So don't think that you have to be a member of any branch of the service or or a member of the Post or no, open to the public. Come on down and support and just say thank you to to the servicemen, the veterans, or anybody, Army, Navy, Marine Corps. We'll allow the Air Force come into space. We'll let them come into. But yeah, come and celebrate 250 years of these organizations. And then the next day, Sunday, November 9th, from 8 to 11 a.m., this is down at St. Joe's Vets, down on Louise Street, okay? But on November 9th, from 8 to 11 a.m., the Patriot Riders, Chapter 1, they have a veterans breakfast every year. It's free for veterans to have breakfast, and it's a $10 donation for non-veterans. And I'm going to tell you, I've been there, and they fill up your plate. It's great. It's a great breakfast from 8 to 11. The Patriot Riders always do a fantastic job. So to go down to St. Joe's Vets on Sunday, November 9th from 8 to 11, just have yourself a good breakfast. Then on Tuesday, November 11th, you folks mentioned that too when the mayor was here. We got our Veterans Day celebration at Armed Forces Park on Davidson Ave, like the mayor said, 11-11-11.
That's
okay,
right.
down on Davidson Ave. It's always that's always great. And I'll tell you what, the attendance is real good too. It really is.
It always is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to say thank you to the veterans and thank you to our servicemen. So come and show up that day and just thank somebody. Say thank you for your service. Being a prior service Marine, let me tell you something. I've had people, it makes my heart feel good when people come up and say thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And don't think it doesn't, and don't be embarrassed to do it. I've taught my grandkids that. If you see a veteran, don't be afraid to go up to a veteran and say thank you for your service. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's heartfelt, right? It means something.
Yeah, and if you're going by them where they got the poppies and they're selling, and you don't have that $1 in your pocket or $2 in your pocket in your car, if it's not there, roll the window down, look at the veteran and say, you know something, I haven't got $1 on me, but I want to thank you for your service. That'll be appreciated too.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
That's. I'm sorry to go off on that
No,
tangent.
it's you're allowed.
And then, okay, here we go again. Saturday, November 15th, from 4 to 7 p.m. down at American Legion Post 85. I'll say the date again. Saturday, November 15th, from 4 to 7 p.m. We're having a spaghetti and meatball dinner. Okay, now all the proceeds to that are going to support our courtesy car.
Yep.
All right, our Veterans Courtesy Vehicle.
Yep.
We got a DJ that donated his time for music. We're going to have it's only a $10 donation for the spaghetti supper. Now, along with that $10 donation, you're going to be eligible for 2 door prizes. It's not a raffle, it's door prizes. You buy a ticket to eat, you're automatically entered to eat, and it's going to be your choice depending on if you're picked number 1 or number 2. One of the prizes is going to be an autographed Charlie McAvoy picture with a certificate of authenticity, Boston Bruins defenseman, and Boston Bruins forward. We got an autographed puck with a certificate of authenticity, David Pasternak. So you got the top defenseman, one of the top forwards in the National Hockey League, autographed items, $10, and you get to eat.
Yeah.
You ain't going to beat it. You're not going to beat it.
And
So
it goes
one-
to a good cause. A
yeah,
really good
absolutely,
cause.
absolutely. The courtesy car, hey, it costs money to drive the veterans around to their medical appointments. Gas is up. We're doing 15 to 17 trips a month now. So, yep, things are going up, and the vehicle's getting used for a good cause. On Saturday, November 22nd, of course, you got the Henry's Heroes, a car giveaway. That's going to be held at American Legion Post 85. That goes from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bill over at
Henry's.
Henry's. That's right, Henry's Heroes. What am I thinking? Yep.
We've only got one more week to
I know it.
register your...
Yes, and registrations for that are open. Applications, I should say, are open until midnight on the 14th. So if
That's
you
right.
know
midnight
somebody,
from a week tomorrow.
If you know somebody, let
week
them
today,
know.
midnight.
And listen, folks, don't be afraid when you open up that, looking up Henry's Heroes, and it'll take you right there. It's the website to go to. I can say the website because I wrote it right down here, and I got to find it, right? It's
NEHOV, NEHOV.
NEHOV, NEHOV.org.
Yep.
And go there, and you're going to see register. There's not a lot to put down.
Right.
It's an extremely simple registration. So if you're a veteran, you need a vehicle, take a shot.
Yeah.
Why not, right? And I'll tell you what, we're so honored at Post 85 to be part of it this year. And the reason why they're not doing the cars down at Henry's this year like they have in the past is because they're giving away 6 to 7 cars. I don't know what the exact number is, but they said it'd be right around 6 to 7. They just didn't have the room.
More than ever. But I think it's a great marriage of the event and the location. I think it just makes sense, and I think it's going to be really big, and highly encourage everybody to go. It's such a good feeling to see like the good works that Niehav and Henry's has done, and that you all are doing to put this together.
And then Niehav, I talked to Jim over at Niehav the other day, and they usually like have the hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to do the traditional Woonsocket dynamite
Excellent.
that day. So forget the hot dog and hamburger thing, right? No grills or anything. We're going to have a pot of dynamites there. So come on down, have yourself a sandwich.
I love
and our
dynamites.
bar will be open. And,
And you know what goes good with dynamite?
what goes good with dynamites? Car giveaways.
Okay. If that's how you associate it, go nuts. Oh yeah. I was gonna say beer.
I was thinking. Yeah,
Some of us don't drink beer.
that
Well,
too.
you know,
That-
some of us don't drink beer much, but we like to have a
little
short
tea, a
glass
little- yeah,
with
okay.
a dynamite.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what, the bar will be open for beverage purchases that day. So if once you grab your dynamite on November the 22nd, for Henry Hero was saying, you can come down to the post with your dynamite and have yourself a short glass. Then we actually, right after that, we have Thursday, November the 27th, from noon till 3 p.m., Post 85. I think this might be our 4th or 5th year doing it. We're going to have a full Thanksgiving dinner starting at noontime, probably noon till around 3 or so, until the food runs out. Open to the public. If you are in need of a Thanksgiving meal, and nobody's going to question you. Come on downstairs. We're going to welcome you with open arms, smile on our face, and we have everything from the turkey right down to your favorite pie. I mean, you think of Thanksgiving, the food's going to be there on Thanksgiving Day. The only thing I would ask anybody out there, if you are planning on coming, and let's say you're saying I'd like to bring 5 or 6 people with me, do us a favor, call the post. 401-766-7585. Give us a heads up on how many people, because one thing we don't want to do is run out of food.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like myself, my daughter loves it. She loves going to that because she'll write out a small check for a donation to the post, right? And she says, I don't have to shop, I don't have to cook, I don't have to clean, I don't have to worry about anybody coming over. And she's happy. So, and I'll tell you, the food's delicious. It really is. I ain't saying it because I'm one of the cooks down there, but no, the food is very, very good. So, like I said, come on down for Thanksgiving Day and just have a great meal. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't remember the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. The people that sit around this table, Joe, Dave, and Melissa, they're going to be our celebrity bartenders for the Milk Fund.
Once again,
That's right.
the Milk Fund starting up very soon.
Being thirsty
very
that
soon.
night.
Yes. So that's Tuesday, December 2nd. They're going to be there from 6 to 8 p.m. And Joe wants to have a autograph. He's hoping to get a $1,000 donation for an autographed picture of himself. Is that true, Joe? That's what I heard.
I'm hoping, but
Yeah, he's looking for that one big donation.
You got to set the bar high, Rich.
That's right. And then if he gets $2, he'll be happy
there
for
we
that
go.
autograph. There you go.
Ooh, $2.
But
A glossy 8x10.
That's right.
But that's on Tuesday, December 2nd from 6 to 8. They're going to be there slinging the drinks. Melissa usually comes up with a drink of the evening that she prepares. So that's what we task her with once again. But come on down, just have a good time and meet the people that sit around this table and give you entertainment.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program. This segment of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism makes these cities and towns better places. We believe that truth should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story. The Valley Breeze, making our community stronger by telling their stories.
We're local and live at 99.5.
K-Fin Oil is always ready to serve you regardless of the size or scope of your project or needs. Whether it's heating or air conditioning, their personal service begins with your initial phone call and continues right to your home by their cordial and experienced technicians. They make your experience a pleasure, not a nightmare, by giving you correct information and explanations. Make your choice, K-Fin Oil, servicing oil and gas systems as well as hot water tanks. K-Fin Oil, 765-3881.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
My name is Yvette Houle, and I'm from Holy Trinity Parish. I would like to let everyone know that we are holding our annual Christmas Bazaar in our parish hall at 1371 Park Avenue, Woonsocket, and it is handicap accessible. The date is Saturday, November 8th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Featured will be many booths with handmade and crafted items, baked goods, penny social, gift certificate raffles, special raffle, split the pot, and themed baskets. Santa will be there to take photos as well as giving him your wish list. Our kitchen will be open for lunch, which will include the popular dynamites, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, onion rings, and Venus de Milo soup. Any questions? Give me a call at 766-5663.
ON Worldwide.
Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, Rich Lane is here. We did have a note called in, 766-1240. It just says to the panel, the Boston Bruins have won 5 straight. So thumbs up for that. But then they say, do you know who's in first place? Yes. No, Canadians are in first place.
I can almost guess who the person is.
Does anyone know who the Duck is?
I've got a pretty good idea now that you say the Canadians were mentioned.
All
Yes,
right. Well, Duck, listen up. Yes, the Canadians are in first place with a 9-3-2 record. Then it's the Red Wings at 9-5-0, and then it's the Bruins at 9-7-0, and only 2 points separate them. So we're coming on strong, and the Canadians will be.
You know why I'm happy to see that Montreal's in first place? Because that's going to renew the rivalry.
Oh, yeah, everything.
And it'll be great when they play with us.
All right, we want to toot Dave Richards' horn. He doesn't want to toot his own horn, so we're going to let Melissa do a little tooting.
Yay!
Right. So I think that it's really important to let everybody know that the Association of Fundraising Professionals Rhode Island chapter chose Dave, an ON Radio, but really, Dave and Denise, as the outstanding philanthropic business, and he received an award yesterday morning. Unfortunately, we weren't able to attend, but I think this is just so.
You had to do the hard work of keeping the place running while Denise and I went.
Someone had to speak on the air.
Seriously, that's the only reason why we couldn't invite you, because I said that'd be suicide. We have to shut the station off.
Which we would never do, but.
Yes. But you were down at the Crown Plaza in Warwick yesterday morning.
Received the award. I think you should hold the plaque up, because it's a really nice plaque.
If you can hold it up, Dave.
And so people can see, because Dave would not be sitting here saying anything about this. He would never even tell anybody that he got this. but I think it deserves recognition because, the station does a lot for the community, but it's really Dave and Denise that make that happen. So I just want to congratulate you. And
the award says awarded in recognition of your generosity and charitable support of the Rhode Island community. ON Radio, WOON, outstanding philanthropic business.
Yep. Everything you do for the Milk Fund and for Henry's Heroes and putting on PSAs for things happen in the community and making sure that community events like Levitt are broadcast and available to the public, making sure that our city council and our school committee meetings are broadcast to the public just as a public service. Like nobody else is doing that. And I just think that is really noteworthy, and everybody should know. And I know I'm making you uncomfortable right now.
That's very nice.
But
Well, listen, I understand when Colleen and Wendy came over and said we submitted you for award, and I said, "Oh, you didn't have to do that." And they said, "Well, you won." And I said, "Surprise!"
Great.
And veteran support too. Absolutely,
support,
absolutely. You've been doing that for years with the veterans too,
Right.
Dave, and I thank you for
next
that.
Tuesday, we're there with the generator because there's no power in the park. We bring
Yep.
the sound system, we bring the cameras and the microphones and all the rest of that stuff. So everybody, we're proud to do that. So yesterday I did two things. Just before I left with Denise to go there yesterday morning, and boy, the way they do such a wonderful job at the Crown Plaza, and this organization, it's just wow. These are people who beg for money for a living, and you think you had a tough job selling radio. But the Association of Fundraising Professionals squared away. Everything was to the minute. They had a 6-minute video of me and doing things, and the station doing things with Autumn Fest and the Tourism Council and all the different things like that. It just went on and
make the cut in the video.
Yes, you did.
Oh wow!
Because of the and that's what came up when the microphone was off. When we go to Post 85 to do guest bartenders, they had pictures of that up in the video. So Stu did a wonderful job of putting that video. He could work for me any day. But when I got up there, of course, I did the one thing that Joe said just as I was leaving. He says, "Be sure to thank your wife."
That's right.
So,
your acceptance speech.
So I said, they gave me 3 minutes. So I said, it's going to be a short speech. And I pulled out a business card and I showed him what I'd written on the back of a business card. I said, the last thing the staff told me before I left was to thank my wife of 52 years. She's right over there, Denise. Thank you very much.
Good.
Moving on. What else do I have to say when I'm up here? Well, I started talking about everybody who was at the table.
Okay.
And I can't get into all of that right now because I don't want to make it all about us. But I did want to bring this up because you're forcing us to talk about it. I want to focus everybody's attention on the one thing. Yes, we're going to be doing all those things on Tuesday, on November 11th. And November 11th, next Tuesday, is the station's 79th birthday since it signed on for business.
Wow.
Signed on in 1946, its 79th birthday. And so what I'm really lucky is that I've had a chance to work with really great people here, to have so many wonderful people to help. But more than all of that is that the people who taught me how to do this, when Socket does this, and they taught me when I came here as a little 16-year-old kid from Pasco who wanted to be on the radio. They said, this is how it's done in Woonsocket. We take care of our neighbors first. And, that no ask is too big for you to help in some way. People like Dave Russell, who I was thinking of a lot yesterday. I wish he could have been there. He's passed on, but he would have been very proud that I'm his legacy, being able to do that with the radio station, because he taught me how, and Andy Palmer, who ran the paper, who owned the station, who enabled all those things, and Rory, and all of these people down through the years that taught Dave Richards what to do. Now I teach others what to do. I end up with this award, and I just said, I'm thinking of all those people because they are the people that made this possible for Dave. So thank you.
All right.
And happy birthday to us again on the 79th. And
that's right.
Maybe we'll do something big for the 80th, but a lot of our friends are not going to be coming back to be on that show like they did so many, many times, because they've all gone on to their rewards.
That's right. All right. Well, we got a few more minutes to go before the end of the program. I wanted to bring this up because I like when people have a sense of humor.
And they
That's
can
always a good
they can-
thing.
and they can see the funny,
Especially now.
They can see the funny.
That's why you have me come in every
That's
Friday.
true.
That's right.
But this happened in Fullerton, California. A Southern California police officer got a surprise. He pulls over a driver for a traffic violation. Doesn't matter what the violation is for. But when the Fullerton police officer approached the vehicle and they asked for the license and registration, the driver handed him a get-out-of-jail-free card from the board game Monopoly.
Yeah.
As a joke. He wasn't being serious. He was being funny. And so the officer got a good laugh, and but let the driver know that though he appreciated the creativity, it was not a legal defense. And he wrote a citation anyway, later posted a photo of the exchange on social media. So I think,
Well, he just got a citation, right? So,
yeah. So he did get out of jail free. He didn't go to jail for this.
Right,
So
right.
I said, nope. Someone's thinking. Someone's being clever. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. We got our situations going on here in Woonsocket, but we don't have this situation. Or this situation did not happen here. It happened in Albuquerque, New Mexico. A dog groomer in Albuquerque is facing charges threatening a city code enforcement inspector. They're just coming in to take a look around and see if everything's okay. And the incident unfolded Tuesday, prompted a SWAT standoff at the Barking Bad Grooming Business.
Barking Bad?
That's the name of the company. Yeah. Authorities were gathered along San
Play
Pedro.
on Breaking Bad?
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. Well,
along San Pedro Boulevard after Alexander Campbell threatened the inspector with cutting shears. Hey, these things are sharp. And Campbell finally surrendered after barricading himself inside the store for a little while. So there must have
with
been,
the puppies?
well, it doesn't say if any were in the store at the time. But there must have been some violation of some sort that someone probably called
Sure.
in.
Or maybe it was just a rote inspection. Who knows?
Maybe
right?
it wasn't.
Like, you got to be.
But now he's coming after someone with the cutting shears? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
We're calling a SWAT team. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Our thanks to Mayor Chris Beauchamp, who joined us earlier in the program. Dave, thanks for being here.
It's great to be here. Thanks so much for the recognitions, and we look forward to the Do You Remember show coming up right after the news and sports. And tonight at 7 o'clock, we have playoff high school football
6
right
o'clock.
here on 6 o'clock.
6
I'm
o'clock
sorry.
tonight.
Yes, it's 6 o'clock. We should be just fine and get out of the way of that rain before it starts falling down. Tonight here on the radio, be with us.
All right. Melissa, thanks for coming on in.
Thank you. And everybody have a wonderful weekend and hope to see you on Veterans Day.
All right. And Rich Lane, thanks for showing up as well.
Hey, always a lot of fun. Check the banners out downtown, folks. And Saturday, November 8th, 2 to 6. Come celebrate the birthday of the Army, Navy, and my Marine Corps. Hoorah.
All righty. Joe Callan here. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again on Monday.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at